Hello everybody, this is Daniel from DisneyGeekery.com, and we've had a lot of our readers want to know what's up with this $14 Disney app that had just come out for the iPad. And instead of try to write a review about it, we're actually going to take you on a little tour of it. So, what we have right here is the Disney app. We'll go ahead and open that up. And it does take a little while to boot. It is a pretty large application. And there you have the intro to the app. It's the same opening that you have for most of the newer movies, or for that instance, all of the revisited movies. So once we're there, we've got a bunch of stories. Now this has got some really awesome storytelling. It basically takes you through Disney's process, whether it's with story, animation, or whatever you may see. Now, let's go ahead and we'll click story since it's the first one up here. And as you notice, it reads a lot like a very interactive ebook. So you can go ahead and read through here. You can click pretty much anything on the page and expand it. And it's pretty neat. I mean, you can move things around and the text will move around it. Let's click Snow White here.
Well, what shall I do?
Tell us a story.
Yes, tell us a story. A true story.
A love story.
Well, once there was a prince.
So we'll just wrap that up. But you kind of get the idea where this is going. So let's choose one more thing here. We'll see Disney's character process here. So again, you have kind of the same thing. A lot of these, they're all interactive, but some of them are a little bit more interactive than others. As you notice, a lot of video here. You can even open that up further. And when you swipe, it actually takes you through the next page of the story. So here we are again. Here's some sketches of Rapunzel. So as you can see, it's a very intuitive app. So we'll go ahead and start from the beginning. We're not going to go through all of this, obviously, due to time, but you've got art in motion, and you can actually watch the full Steamboat Willie right through here. You got your stories, visual development, character. They discuss layout and background, animation, visual effects, sound design and music, and this is actually a really cool one. They tell you how they put it all together, and if you'll notice, this is actually like the 3D models of the character before the background was in there. You've got galleries, and then you've got a credits section here. So, I mean, this video could be hours if I actually wanted to go through it, but there's a lot of other cool features here. So, they basically teach you some really simple basics of animation, and I took an animation course in college, and it always starts with the ball bounce. The ball bounce tells you the physics of animation. It helps you go frame by frame so you can get a finished product. So if you hit find out more, it's got a tutorial, but we're going to dive right in here so for the sake of time. If you'll notice, this is a fully editable frame by frame animation of the ball bounce. So you can choose what you want it to do, and over here it's going to mimic how you've done it here. So this is going, I think, at 12 frames a second. You can just crank it up and have it go at any speed. You can move these around to find out how the timing is affected in animation over here. So that's a nice little start, but it really goes beyond that. We'll dive right in here. And this is Maximus from Tangled. So this you can rotate any which way. But this is basically a 3D character model. And this shows you emotion through animation. So what you can do is you can choose different emotions here and see how the model's face is affected by that. So really cool features here. And it gets even better yet. We're going to go ahead and choose this one. This Dive right in again here. This is another 3D model. This one is a little bit more advanced now. So what you can do is you can select different parts of her and rotate it and save that as a frame. You could even choose her eyes. It's kind of creepy. Go back to the torso. And you could choose the frames and then you can play it. And you can basically, if you notice, some of the adjustments I made are showing up here. You can basically go frame by frame and have her modeled however you'd like. And then when you're done with that, you can even share it on your favorite social network. So that's another cool feature. This one I actually played around with a lot. So you have different Disney poses here. So if you save those and you play it, let's hit rewind there. And you'll see she'll end with that pose that we picked. So that's really neat. You need a lot of time if you really want to go through that, you know, functionally. But let's see what else. We've got a timeline. This is pretty neat. This is since the beginning of the Disney era. Now, so you can go through all these, and let's say we just select Fantasia here, and as you notice the timeline up there, you got the music in the background, but this tells you a little bit about it, and at the bottom here, it gives you the option, you can actually buy the music straight from iTunes, and you can even play the trailer, which is pretty neat. This all needs to be done through Wi-Fi or 3G network. We'll go ahead and stop that there. And let's select one of the newer movies just for the sake of everything. But as you go along, like here you've got Disneyland and you've got a feature that tells you about that. So it's not just the films, it's also the parks. It also tells you about the acquisition of Marvel, Lucasfilms, and Pixar and gives you a little bit on that. Actually, let's go back to the timeline one more time. And so if you'll see all the Disney movies there. And here we are. It goes all the way up to Frozen, which is not yet out. And we can scroll up here and take a look at the, you've got some of the artwork. You also have the trailer. So a lot of cool features here. Now this is a color maps thing. Now you can swipe through all 52 animated feature films from Snow White at the top to Wreck-It Ralph at the bottom. So this is really incredible. I mean, if you look at this, you can basically go through every one of the 52 films here. You notice Hercules in there, there was Aladdin, and as you go, you'll just notice it gets closer and closer. So this is basically a visual timeline. From The Emperor's New Groove. You got Princess and the Frog. It's just astounding how much is in this app. And again, this is some more of the technology that they integrated in that, and you know, basically putting in some of the features that the Disney animators do, and they're putting it right on an iPad for you to play around with. So you can add effects in there. Principles of Animation. It's the full book of tells you a little about Ollie, Principles of Animation. And I mean, I don't want to say that's really it because I've just kind of touched upon things, but this is by far one of the most intuitive apps that I've ever seen for the iPad. It costs $13.99. It is available right now at the iTunes App Store. And it won't work on some of the older iPads. So if you have like a first generation iPad, then unfortunately it's not going to work and you shouldn't waste your money. But if you do have a newer one, this is an iPad mini and it works just fine on here. But if I don't know if the 2 will work, but everything thereafter will for sure. So if you're a Disney fan, this is an absolute must-have. If you simply like Disney and you want to play around with some of the features, absolutely must-have. If you're into animation or anything like that, absolute must-have. So it is a bit pricey for an app, but it is a phenomenal app. It's very intuitive. It will take about 1.78 gigabytes on your iPad, but totally worth it if you have the space. This is a 32 gig, so I didn't even hesitate to get it. So again, this is Daniel from Disney Geekery. If there's any other features that you want to see, let me know, and I'll do maybe a little bit more in depth. But you can email me at daniel@disneygeekery.com. And if you, like I said, had any other questions, feel free to send them over via email. Definitely check out our website if you're a Disney fan. You'll love it. We talk news, we talk about coming movies, features, trailers, you name it. And be sure to like us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/DisneyGeekery. And also find us on Instagram. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed that, Disney fans.